Welcome to another review. This time it's episode 7, season 2 of Halo. We're almost to the finish line. For this review, I figured I'd start off with TLDR. I don't have time to waste 30 minutes on this bullshit. Here it goes. Rapid review. The pacing is about as smooth as a 17-year-old driving stick for the first time. No one has a consistent character. It still isn't Halo. Nothing makes any sense. The lowers and tatters Silver timeline is really boring. It is truly an awful viewing experience, and there really wasn't many action. And there are still too many plot points going nowhere. And also, it takes away screen time about the bits that you actually give a shit about. Overall, it's about a D+. A boring, uneven-paced mess. In other words, it's your run-of-the-mill Halo episode. Now I'm going to talk about the episode in more detail, and spoilers are ahead. I guarantee most people don't watch this shit anyways, so it doesn't matter. The opening scene is unbelievably stupid. I know, we're starting off our great footing there, boys. Makee and Jimmy talking about Halo. I don't care about these two. They have turned to Halo as something it's not, with all the Visions and Chosen Ones and all that other bullshit. The Halo series was always preaching against religion's mysticism, especially when it clouds judgment, how easily people fall for God told me to do this or that. And it's very much the antithesis of the core of the show now. Makee drags the whole Covenant Armada with her and then tells Jimmy that they could have the ring all to themselves. One question, bitch, how? You have a whole armada of Covenant zealots with you, and I guarantee they would not waste time to yeet your human ass into the void of space as soon as they get to the ring. Makee taking Cortana's line about if he's human was fucking cringe. It works when Cortana says it. Before this is all over, promise me you'll figure out which one of us is the machine. It works because she's an AI or a machine, but feels more human emotion than Chief does, at least on the surface. They've been through hell and back 3 times. When Makee says this shit, she and Jimmy barely know each other. On a side note, the late fight was still pretty badass. Animations were quite good, but why is Cortana helping the Covenant find the Halo ring? This doesn't make a bit of sense. If Cortana lets the priest kill Makee, there'd be no way for the Covenant to find the Halo. This show's plot holes make my head hurt sometimes. And then we get a back and forth of Perengowski and Ackerson bickering like a bunch of little children. I don't give a shit. I will quote the great Peter Griffin. Who the hell cares? So I'm just gonna move it along. The standoff in this episode with the Marines is hilarious. The UNSC has the worst trained troops I have ever seen. Guys disobeying orders or going AWOL or completely rogue on a daily basis. I'm surprised humanity hasn't already lost. Then we get a boring backstory and mindless bickering between Dr. Halsey and Miranda Keyes. They are trying to add depth where there is none. There's yet another scene where Perengowski and Ackerson are bickering. And you listen as a wave of Spartan 3s are all wiped out, and all you see is green dots disappear. You never meet any of these Spartans. You don't see them die, so you don't really feel any sense of loss when all the green dots are gone. Have I told you guys how much I detest this Soren and Kessler side quest? It slams on the brakes on this disjointed mess, and the worst part is the reason it's called Thermopylae is because of this terrible subplot. Then the Spartan 3s are having mental breakdowns before they even get into combat. Great training, Ackerson. Spot on. I'm glad Jimmy finally called out Kai for being a complete and utter dumbass. Laughably horrendous calls. Then they try to tack on altruistic intentions to the Spartan 2 program that was never in Halo by trying to take it back to the Forerunner's DNA, rather than what it was always about. Making child soldiers to crush human opposition. The scene where Jimmy confronts Ackerson, my optimism that Jimmy will ever turn into Chief has been dashed further. He threatens to kill his commanding officer and then proceeds to strangle his ass. John 117 Master Chief is lawful good, and Jimmy Rings is chaotic good. One is the best soldier ever designed, and the other is an untrustworthy mercenary that the ends always justify his actions. Ackerson proceeds to do the fastest 180 I've ever seen on TV. That was particularly jarring there, boys. The whole Spike thing is bloody hilarious. How powerful do they think a single fusion drive is? I also hate how Magical Quan, basically solves the whole Forerunner puzzle all by herself. Jimmy in the next scene acts like he has never lost a single person in combat before. He has been running missions for 27 years at this point. It would be impossible to never have anyone die on a mission. Then Ackerson gives the German excuse of, I was just following orders. Subtle, I know. The next scene really irritates me. When Quan starts moving the stars to the original alignment back when the Forerunners were alive, the two scientists don't know that you have to account for stellar drift. And by the way, this concept was better explained from the Stargate pilot over 30 years ago. Their scene when Dr. Jackson finds a map room with all the Stargate addresses, but none of the addresses would work because of stellar drift. The same thing they're talking about in this scene, but they do a piss poor job of explaining it. If you go one scene beside the other scene, you can see what I'm talking about. Stargate is more collaborative. Dr. Jackson is talking to an astrophysicist to figure out a solution. Rather than space magic or by chance, Quan stumbles in a cave on her own planet and still recalls with complete 100% accuracy because Chosen One. It made me realize something about this show. There is no cooperation from anyone. That's why it feels so damn disjointed. But the light bridge was pretty cool. The special effects at work feel so wasted on this dreadful series. The number one sin this show keeps making over and over and over again. There is no mystery in this series. They show everything. We've already seen a dead Forerunner. How she was perfectly preserved for millennia, I have no idea. At this point, I just shrug all this shit off and label them cause space magic. The episode ends with Chief arriving on Halo. Okay, just for fun, boys. Let's review just how screwed the events of the first Halo game are. So far, there's no Pillar of Autumn yet, or Johnson, Bowhammer, or the Marines. Oh yeah, Captain Keyes is dead. So yeah, it's completely screwed. I am so glad this is the penultimate episode. Oh boys, this is a bad one. Like I said in my shorter review, D+, it was dog shit. Not any more dog shit than the other 5 episodes that were complete cringe. They haven't reversed courses on any of the bullshit. In fact, they doubled down on most of it. Great job, Wiener. Anyways, these are my thoughts. Another trash episode for the trash series. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm just glad it's almost over. Please like and subscribe, and y'all have a great day. God bless.